Twice in the last few days, I've escaped the same Harry Potter spoiler. Good times. Welcome to the Final Wager. I'm Keith Williams, and tonight there was a clue about something that happens in a book that I haven't read yet. I was too cool for school back in the day, and I didn't read Harry Potter, and now I'm being forced to by somebody. And I'm on book 5, and apparently there was the same spoiler that was on tonight's episode, for which I was in the Friday New York Times crossword puzzle. So luckily my girlfriend, who's making me read those books, saw it as I was about to start it and ripped it out of my hand and then didn't let me do it. So I had to do Saturdays instead, which I'm still doing because it's hard. This is a very easy situation. Craig has less than the difference between Chris and Sally, so as we went to the break, I was very happy because it's going to be an easy video, but Craig got credit for Exodus, which I had said, but I wasn't sure if that was the march or the actual being forced out of a specific region. And now things are going to get interesting. And, let me get a good color here. Oh, I'll start with blue. Here's why. Sally doubles up. She's going to have 19.4, so to cover that, that's going to be a wager of 5,200 out of Chris. If he's wrong with that, he's going to be left with 9,000, so Sally can wager up to 700, and Craig has that exact amount. We have seen this before in the first Tournament of Champions semifinal with Julia Collins and Jared Hall and Terry O'Shea. As you might recall, Sally and Craig's equivalents, which were Terry and Jared respectively, both wagered 0. And Julia went for the lockout when she could have wagered smaller, but she wanted to take the win into her hands. Interesting to see what Chris will do here. So Craig could wager the big fat goose egg. He could also wager everything if he's scared that, well, not that, but could wager everything if he's scared that either Chris or Sally is going to lowball him. So now, alternative wagers. Oh, one other thing I should say is if Craig, double up. If Craig doubles up, then Sally's going to have to go for everything. And she doesn't really have any wiggle room here because there is the possibility that Chris will offer the tie so he doesn't lose to Craig on the downside. If Chris thinks that Sally's going to go low, which is certainly a possibility based on a really questionable wager on Daily Double in the first round, he could go to cover Craig, which would be 3,800. Alright, not much else for mind games here. If I'm Sally, I probably do want to wager $6.99 exactly. I dinged Harry for not going for the maximum to stay above Jared by $1, and let's put that here, $6.99 or 9,700 exactly. Chris has the option of either or. And it turns out he did go to win by a few $100s, which is okay here. Sally leaving that 100 on the table and risking a loss when she could have had a tiebreak. Didn't work out that way, but there's no reason not to play that way because that $100 not going to do you any good. Craig smartly wagering 0. Didn't work out for him, but he would have been the winner had the other two missed. And I had never heard of that name. Don't know Don Quixote that well, but that's why we play the game, because you learn. And we will see you tomorrow here as Chris goes in for number 3 on the Final Wager.